welcome to Maximum Completion, where we don't just play games, we complete them. What a journey. 120 hours and 115 achievements later, I finally conquered Terraria. This video is a complete comprehensive guide for completing all achievements with the 1.4 update. If there are any more achievements that come out after 1.5, let me know if you want a sequel guide. Please know this is not a guide for class setups, but I will feature items I use to unlock certain achievements. Probably the first achievement you'll ever get, since you already start with tools after creating a new character. Just note for new players that you gotta use the axe and not the pickaxe. The workbench is crafted with 10 pieces of wood. While you can use other materials, wood is the most accessible at the start of the game. After starting your new world, you'll begin at 8:15 AM. The world enters the night cycle at 7:30 PM. To survive one night, stay alive until 4:30 AM, triggering the day cycle. If you're really struggling, just build some dirt around your character and you'll be set. The wooden hammer is the most accessible hammer from the start of the game. All that's required is going to a workbench with 8 wood and crafting the hammer. Using wood, place 5 tiles wide and 12 tiles high. Then at the crafting bench, craft a wood door, chair, table and walls. Don't forget to place a torch inside as well. The walls must fill the box. After finally filling the house, click the Housing tab. Select question mark to check if the conditions are correct. The message should state this housing is suitable. Using your copper pickaxe, dig straight down and soon enough you'll mine a beginner ore. After 7:30 PM, the night cycle will occur. During this, you'll see yellow stars fall from the sky. Collecting 5 fallen stars, craft a mana crystal and consume it. Here we go, star power. When entering your world, you'll be able to mine either iron or lead. Firstly, mine 20 stone, make 3 torches and then 4 wood. Then at the workbench, furnace. After mining 15 of either ore, craft 5 iron or lead bars at the furnace. Then at the crafting bench, craft the anvil. Here we go, got another achievement. The easiest armor to obtain is the wood armor. With a total of 75 wood, you'll be able to craft all 3 pieces at the workbench. Then, with the full armor set, move them to the left and place them in the social slot. After exploring the underground and caverns, you'll likely get this achievement by accident. This is common after dying to boulders or dart traps. Golden chests are commonly found in the underground layer in each biome. If you can't find one, go to the dungeon after killing Skeletron, kill a dungeon slime and unlock the golden chest. Because it means loot, and it means more stuff. There we go, got another achievement. While exploring underground, you'll find minecart tracks. Press R and go in either direction. Eventually an enemy will spawn and you'll hit them. I got one as well! Heart crystals are randomly found underground. Using your pickaxe, mine it. If you can't find one, use a spelunker potion while mining. And that's an achievement. The most common boss summoning item is a suspicious eye. At night, kill demon eyes until you have 6 lenses. Go to your corrupted biome, go to an altar, and craft the suspicious looking eye. Fairies are one of many random encounters in the game. I wouldn't recommend hunting for this achievement, but rather just exploring the cavern layer for other things. They're not too rare, but make sure you don't destroy fallen logs on the surface. Navi! We got an achievement! Yes! Blood moons are randomly occurring events at night. To trigger the event, you'll need 120 health, which is obtained from heart crystals. To save time for the event to occur, use a bed to speed up time. To survive the blood moon, stay alive until 4:30 AM. Grappling hooks can be easily accessed by killing piranhas for the hook and using 1 iron bar for the chain. Otherwise, another easy solution is to buy the squirrel hook from the zoologist for 2 gold. Go exploring for chests and obtain some bombs. Once you have an empty house and bombs in your inventory, the demolitionist will appear. Buy some bombs if necessary and enter your corrupted biome. Using the bombs, destroy the corrupted blocks and destroy 1 orb. Your world will have multiple biomes. Each NPC's happiness will be affected by the location of their house and their roommates. The easiest way to get this achievement is to move the gunsmith and nurse together without the other NPCs. To get the gunsmith, you'll need to obtain a weapon after destroying an orb in your corrupted biome. To get the nurse, use heart crystals until you have more than 100 health, and the merchant in the other house. To get the merchant, just make sure you have more than 50 silver in your inventory. Build a giant pillar and jump off of it. Adjust the scale according to how much health you have left. You'll want to end up with about less than 1 heart. This is one of my favorite achievements, but it's unlocked by opening a rigged chest and dying to its explosion. You can find these chests in the underground and cavern layers. Tim is an NPC that randomly spawns in the cavern layer. Simply kill him. If you want to increase your chances of finding Tim, I suggest you go to the dungeon, steal some monster candles, and place them on a platform. Battle potions will help too. Both of these items will increase monster spawn rates and hopefully your chances of finding Tim. You'll get this achievement by simply running over time. A great way to get this achievement is by building a sky bridge and running continuously. The Goblin Invasion is a random event that occurs after at least one corrupt biome orb has been destroyed, and the player has 200 health. Using your bed to speed up time will decrease the time taken for the event to occur. Once all enemies are killed, the achievement will unlock. If you dig directly downwards, you'll eventually reach Hell. The first time you enter the area, the achievement will unlock.
We're at Hell.
This is an achievement unlocked over time. The best way to unlock the achievement is to dig elevators and AFK farms. One tip is to use the mining gear set, mining potions, or the drill containment unit, but that's for hard mode only.
Bulldozer achievement.
The mini shark can be purchased from the gunsmith for 35 gold. This achievement is unlocked by killing the Eye of Cthulhu. The Eye of Cthulhu is summoned with the suspicious eye you should have made earlier. One tip if you're struggling is to use fast boots such as Hermes boots and combine your movement with hooks. Hermes boots are found in cabins underground. It may take some time, but they're not too uncommon to find. By this time, you probably should get gold armor. While others may see it as overkill at this stage, having gold armor will help you defeat multiple bosses to come. Gold is commonly found underground and in the cavern layers. I recommend you start building an arena. It doesn't have to be too fancy, but make sure you have wooden platforms, have some campfires for health regeneration, and some torches as you'll be fighting a lot of bosses at night. If you're really struggling with the Eye of Cthulhu, make sure you have Hermes boots and run away. Shoot at the boss with a bow and you'll be okay.
Yeah!
Spider caverns are randomly occurring areas you'll stumble upon in the cavern layer. The best way to find one is to either dig elevators or use Terraformer to search the map for one.
I got an achievement!
Pinky is a randomly spawning enemy. To increase its spawn rate, use a monster candle in the forest area. If you use a monster candle during a slime rain, a random event, it will increase your chances of finding Pinky since the spawn rate of slimes increases overall.
We got an achievement!
When exploring your jungle biome, you'll find bee biomes. There's no best way to find these biomes, just make sure to dig elevators and eventually you'll find some.
We got an achievement, baby!
When exploring the world, you'll find gravitation potions. By pressing up, you'll eventually float into space. If you can't find gravitation potions, craft one with bottled water, fire blossom, deathweed, blinkroot, and a feather.
Oh, I made it to space!
When entering your Crimson biome, destroy 3 orbs with bombs to trigger the Brain of Cthulhu. For this fight, I recommend building platforms to move around, similar to the Eye of Cthulhu fight. If you're struggling, try to use some Iron Skin potions, but honestly, it's not that difficult. Kill it and the achievement will unlock.
Well, there we go. That's Brain of Cthulhu dead.
To craft a molten pickaxe, you'll need to mine 36 crimtane or demonite ore, Once you made 12 bars, you'll need 6 tissue samples or shadow scales in your inventory. Those are items that drop from your corrupted biome boss. Then craft the Deathbringer or Nightmare pickaxe at an anvil. Finally go down to Hell and mine Hellstone. You'll need to mine 60 Hellstone, as you'll need to then craft 20 Hellstone bars. If you haven't already, you'll need to craft empty buckets, which can be crafted with 2 iron bars each. You'll need to collect some water and dump it above lava. This will make obsidian. For every Hellstone bar, you'll need 3 Hellstone and 1 obsidian, so you'll need about 20 obsidian. While in the Hell biome, you'll also need to find a Hell Forge. It looks like a furnace, but it's glowing red. Otherwise, you will not be able to craft Hellstone. Once you finally have your 20 Hellstone bars, go to an anvil and craft the Molten Pickaxe to unlock the achievement.
Another achievement, baby! Miner for fire, there we go.
After entering the jungle, you'll need to find a bee biome, then mine the solidified bee to trigger the fight. Before the fight, however, I recommend you set up some torches and platforms for maneuverability. During the fight, however, I recommend you sorta just move out of the way. I know that sounds very silly to say, but Queen Bee tends to dash, so if you can escape upwards or to the left or right, you're going to be dodging most of those attacks.
There we go, baby!
If you didn't create your world as a corruption world, go make a corruption world and destroy 3 shadow orbs, similar to a crimson world, to trigger the fight with the Eater of Worlds. If you're really struggling, just use arrows and keep your distance. One of the easiest fights in the game.
There we go.
The Skeletron boss fight is triggered by talking to the old man at 7:30 PM at the dungeon. Beforehand, set up some platforms for mobility and have some torches for light. I recommend you use either a bow or yo-yo to attack Skeletron from a distance. Hitting his hands will also reduce his health, so keep that in mind. After killing Skeletron, enter the dungeon, kill a dungeon slime, and open a golden chest with a golden key. Keep in mind there are 2 major items you'll need for future achievements. The first is the Muramasa, and the second is the Cobalt Shield. Parties are randomly occurring events. I didn't know this, but if you buy the Party Center for 20 gold from the Party Girl, you can trigger the event. To get the Party Girl in your world, just make sure you have 8 other NPCs. If you don't want to wait for the Party Girl, just sleep in your bed and wait for the party event to trigger. Slime rains are randomly occurring events that will trigger if you have 140 health and 8 defense, which you'll get from having armor equipped. When a slime rain occurs, I recommend you kill as many slimes as possible in your arena. Once you kill 150 slimes, the Slime King will trigger. If you don't want to wait for the slime rain, you can summon him with a slime crown. Collect 20 gold ore, get 5 gold bars, and mine a ruby underground to craft the gold crown. Then collect 20 gel from slimes and combine it with the gold crown at a demon altar for the slime crown. When fighting King Slime, make sure to stay mobile, make sure to jump to those platforms. I recommend you use a bow or yo-yo to minimize the damage taken. The Terra Spark boots are almost necessary to own in my opinion. They're one of the strongest items in the game. The first thing you want to do is beat the Goblin army. After that, go exploring in the caverns to find the Goblin Tinkerer. Once you found him, go and buy the Tinkerer's Workshop for 10 gold and Rocket Boots for 5 gold. If you haven't already, you'll need to be looking for either Hermes Boots, Dune Riders or Flurry Boots. They all function the same, they just can be found in different biomes. After finding one of these boots, combine them with the Rocket Boots at the workshop for the Spectre Boots. Go explore Jungle Tree Chest for the Anklet of Wind. Explore the Forest Underground chest for the Aglet. If you find the Skeleton Merchant, he will also sell it. Combine the Spectre Boots with those items to get the Lightning Boots. Go to your Ice biome and look for Ice chests for the Ice Skates. Combine the Ice Skates with the Lightning Boots for the Frostspark Boots. Craft some buckets if you haven't already and collect some water. Go to the Cavern layer, place water to create obsidian, mine 20 obsidian to craft the Obsidian Skull at a furnace. Go to the edge of the world and jump into the ocean. Water walking boots are located in water chests. If your ocean biomes don't have the water chests, nor do they have the water walking boots, you may need to search other worlds or go fishing for ocean biome crates. Combine the water walking boots with the obsidian skull to get the obsidian water walking boots. Using this seed, I found the lava charm. You can use shimmer to transmute it to a magma stone later on. If you want to do this within your own world, you can find chests near the cavern layer. I do recommend, however, you use the seed displayed, as it will save you a lot of time. Using this seed, you can get an imp statue. Go to your dungeon and rescue your mechanic if you haven't already. Buy yourself a wrench, wire, and a quarter-second timer, and build a square in the hell biome. Get a platform and place the statue. With the wrench equipped, place the quarter-second timer and attach the wire to the statue. Now with any weapon, I recommend the Muramasa, start killing imps until you get the obsidian flower. Because the enemies are spawning from statues, their drop rates are highly reduced, but the rate of spawn will also increase. You can kill imps that spawn regularly with a monster candle, but we're trying to be as efficient as possible. Eventually you will get the obsidian rose. With the lava charm, obsidian water walking boots, and obsidian rose in your inventory, craft the lava waders. Combine the lava waders with the frostspark boots, get the terraspark boots. The easiest way to get this achievement is to chop 10 wood and mine 20 cobwebs, a wooden yo-yo at a workbench. If you can't be bothered doing that, you can buy the code 1 from the traveling merchant for 5 gold. When a blood moon occurs, set up a monster candle and use battle potions to kill the groom. The best way to do this is to make an AFK farm on the jungle surface. This is because you'll be waiting for both the groom and Dr. Bones. The best way to know if he's spawned is with the lifeform analyzer, which is bought for 5 gold from the traveling merchant. To build an AFK farm, use mud blocks since you're in the jungle biome, use a hammer to smooth the edges of the staircase, get a bucket to place some lava in the bottom, get a water candle and place it on a platform. It's best to hollow out the ground and space above you to prevent enemies spawning and missing your opportunity to kill rare NPCs. Go to the zoologist and purchase a pet license. Wait a day in a bed and the town pet will appear. Then interact with the animal. To unlock the zoologist, kill 54 animals and monsters. Shimmer was introduced in update 1.4.4. To find this liquid, go to the same side of the world as the jungle layer, mine down and eventually you'll find it. It's typically skewed to the edge of the world before the ocean biome. There are multiple items to transmute. I recommend you drop a life crystal as that's all you'll have access to at this point. First, you'll want to mine sand. Go to your furnace and craft glass. Craft a bottle. Go to any body of water and fill your glass bottle. Sit at the bottom of the water, allow the character to drown and lose health until you're around 1 heart. Then consume the water bottle. Make a pillar and jump off the pillar. Then go visit the nurse to heal. Go to the merchant and get a bug net. Mine hellstone until you have 15 hellstone bars. In hell, steal a hellforge and craft a lava-proof bug net. Catch a lava critter as bait while fishing. To summon Deerclops, obtain lenses from Demon Eyes, mine Crimtane or Demonite ore, and kill enough Flinxes for 3 Flinx fur. At a demon altar, craft the Deer Thing. Now, the Deerclops can spawn during a snowstorm, but I wouldn't rely on that method, as it will waste your time. Deerclops is pretty easy. I like using the bow or yo-yo to keep my distance and deal damage over time. Go to your start menu and go to create a world. In the seed entry, type Celebration MK10. Side note, I do recommend using this seed as it will increase spawn rates for rare enemies and item drops if you're really particular about items you want to get, such as the Rod of Discord. Entering the world will unlock the achievement. Nymphs are a little tricky. The best way to find them in my opinion is to place a water candle and go make an AFK farm in your cavern layer. Any biome will do. Hopefully you have the lifeform analyzer already so you'll know they're nearby. They can take a while to spawn, so I recommend you sleep in a bed to decrease the time taken for them to spawn. Also, very important to note, if you're playing on classic difficulty, you have a 50% chance of nymphs dropping a metal detector. I recommend playing on expert difficulty, at least for this item, as on expert difficulty, this item has a 100% drop rate. Simply go down to the hell biome and mine to the edge of the screen. Go to the dye trader, buy all the dyes you can and place dye items in every slot you have. To unlock the dye trader, make sure you have 4 other NPCs living in houses and you have a dye crafting item in your inventory. To get one of these ingredients, simply swing your sword while running on the forest surface until you get a yellow marigold. This one can be a little tricky. I recommend that you preemptively build platforms within living wood. Place a water candle in the area and sleep in a bed. Once the gnomes spawn, allow yourself to take damage and make your way to the top of the surface. Make sure the gnome runs into the sunlight. Go to the party girl and buy a kite. Keep it in your inventory or a chest and wait till you see windy effects. If windy days aren't occurring, I recommend sleeping in a bed to speed up time. Consume the kite to open it and the achievement will unlock. I recommend you wait until hard mode, but you can get wings pre-hard mode. Get the fledgling wings, use this seed and go to a sky island. The wings worth getting in hard mode are typically the harpy wings or frozen wings. Once you enter hard mode, I suggest you kill harpies for the giant feather or kill an ice golem for the ice feather. Ice golems can be found during blizzards in the snow biome. Harpies can be found near sky islands or the space layer. Then go to the sky islands, build a sky bridge or do whatever you want and wait for wyverns. Kill enough wyverns until you have 20 souls of flight, and then go mining for mithril or orichalcum. You'll unlock these minerals after killing the wall of flesh, destroying altars and then mining the ore. Once you get 10 mithril and 12 orichalcum bars, build the respective hard mode anvil. Then with your souls of flight and whatever feather you have, craft your hard mode wings.
Maybe new achievement, head in the cloud.
There's a lot of ways to get mounts in pre-hard mode. If you don't want to put in a lot of effort, you can simply buy a horse mount from the zoologist, 25 gold. If you'd like to save money, I recommend you do 5 fishing quests to get the bunny mount from the angler. If you hate fishing, go fight the queen bee until you get the honeyed goggles. To do this, I made a new world that conveniently made it easy to farm queen bee drops. Simply kill queen bee multiple times until you get the full armor set and the bee gun. You'll want to farm queen bee also until you get the beekeeper, as you'll need it for a later achievement. With the bee armor equipped, fire the bee gun. At this stage, I recommend you buy the mechanic's rod from the mechanic. Using your lava-proof net, run around the world and catch critters. Any bait will work for the moment, as you'll be getting much better bait from the angler later. Talk to the angler at 4:30 AM and his required catch will be reset. To catch the fish, I recommend you cast your rod in big pools of water. Cover yourself in blocks to prevent damage from enemies. You'll know you have the correct fish when its name is yellow. Now, I want to say going forward, you could play the game in journey mode and alter the day-night cycle yourself, but that's not what I did. I caught every fish in this world. My method was simply to sleep in the bed and catch the fish at 4:30 AM. So then the grind began, and I first caught 10 fish. Then I caught 25 fish. This achievement can be pretty tricky. You'll need to find a golden critter and catch them with your buggy net. Typically, the best way to do this is with a monster candle on the forest surface. Using the lifeform analyzer, you can sleep in a bed until a golden critter is detected. To craft the golden delight, you'll first need a cooking pot. Get 10 iron bars and 2 wood to craft the cooking pot, and then at the cooking pot, get your golden critter and craft the golden delight. This is one of the biggest grinds in the entire game. Fisherman's Pocket Guide, Weather Radio, and Sextant are all obtained from fishing quests. Combine all three for the Fish Finder. These quest rewards are completely random, so it may take you some time and multiple attempts unfortunately. If you have duplicates, you can use Shimmer to get alternative items you don't have. Using a bed, sleep and wait every day until the traveling merchant arrives. Buy the DPS meter and stopwatch from them. If you haven't already, you'll need to go looking for a nymph in the cavern layer, get a metal detector. Combine all three for the goblin tech. You can find the radar from underground cavern or chests, but I typically buy them from the skeleton merchant. Go to the dungeon and kill skeletons until you have a tally counter. Using the bed, sleep and wait every day until the traveling merchant arrives, and buy the lifeform analyzer. Combine all three for the REK 3000. Mine 40 gold or platinum ore to craft 10 bars. Then craft a chain with 1 iron bar. Sitting at a chair and desk, you can craft a watch. The depth meter is dropped mainly from bats, so I just go to your AFK farm and just wait it out. Finally, get a monster candle and go to the ice biomes. Kill flinxes repeatedly until you get a compass. Combine all three for the GPS. With the GPS, REK 3000, Goblin Tech and Fish Finder in your inventory, combine them for the PDA. Now you can craft the magic mirror, but I don't really care about crafting that since they're pretty easy to find in chests. Finally combine the mirror with the PDA for the cell phone. Excuse my language, but this achievement. What an absolute nightmare. Dr. Bones is a rare enemy that spawns on the jungle surface or underground. This one enemy took me hours. In my opinion, the best thing you can do is set up an AFK farm. Get yourself the lifeform analyzer to detect Dr. Bones, get a gnome and place it next to a water candle. Dr. Bones will spawn during nighttime, so keep that in mind. Throughout my entire experience, I've seen him twice. Once I missed him, and the other I finally killed him hours later. I have hours of footage just waiting for him alone. The Torch God is a fun challenge where you dodge 100 torches. To do this, set up 100 torches in an open space in the underground layer. Survive the event and you'll get the Torch God's favor. Build a house in your mushroom biome that's underground and wait for the dryad to move in. Then purchase some mushroom seeds from the dryad. You'll then need to build a sky bridge with mud blocks and place mushroom seeds. Eventually, they'll all spread, creating a mushroom biome above ground. Throughout your journey, you'll complete fishing quests. After completing 30 quests, you will receive the golden rod. Just do 50 fishing quests. Eventually, like you'll get to 200 quests and you'll never have to care about the angler again. The Wall of Flesh is a simple boss that moves from one side to the other. In my opinion, you should build a bridge to traverse and hollow out any buildings. You could use the Muramasa or Volcano Sword if you're playing melee, but since it's pre-hard mode, I didn't stick to one build. My strategy was to spam the Star Cannon with Fallen Stars. Before entering hard mode, I do recommend building the Knight's Edge. It's the strongest pre-hard mode sword, and it's required for a later achievement. Farm the Eye of Cthulhu or Brain of Cthulhu until you have 30 Crimtane or Demonite ore, and then 10 bars to craft the Blood Butcherer or Light's Bane. You'll need 20 Obsidian and 60 Hellstone, 20 Hellstone bars to craft the Volcano Sword. The Muramasa is unlocked in a locked dungeon chest. Kill man-eaters in the jungle until you have 3 vines, kill hornets until you have 12 stingers, and mine 15 jungle spores. Combine them all for the Blade of Grass. Go to a demon altar and craft the Knight's Edge. You'll get this achievement immediately after killing the Wall of Flesh. Once your world is in hard mode, truffle should spawn in the house built in your mushroom biome. You'll receive the Holy Hammer after killing the Wall of Flesh. Go to your corrupted biome and smash an altar. I generally smashed as many as I could, but that's up to your discretion. You can mine any of the new ores that have spawned after smashing an altar. The Pirate Invasion is a randomly occurring event after the Wall of Flesh has been killed and you've smashed at least one altar. If you want to trigger the event manually, kill enemies in the ocean biome in hard mode. Eventually you'll then get the pirate map, but the drop rate for it is just so low I wouldn't recommend it. As you enter hard mode, you'll need to choose a class to pursue. I personally went with the melee class. I recommend you get a yo-yo bag and make a mechanical glove. Make sure to have wings and craft a titanium armor. To get the armor set, mine 40 mithril ore and craft 15 bars, then craft a mithril pickaxe. Mine 30 titanium ore and mine your hellforge to create a titanium forge, and mine 240 titanium ore. Craft 60 bars and then craft the armor. Make sure to choose the melee helmet. Yo-yos, I recommend using the Amarok obtained from enemies in the ice biome. If you don't want to grind enemies, you can buy the Format C or Gradient from the Skeleton Merchant. The Queen Slime can be summoned with gelatin crystals found in the Cavern Hallow biome. The Hallow biome will spawn after the Wall of Flesh has been killed. The Slime Queen can be pretty tough to beat. I recommend setting up a proper arena in your Hallow biome. If you're really struggling, use Iron Skin potions and use buckets of honey to dip into for some life regeneration. Most of the slime pets can be found pre-hard mode. Nerdy Slime is unlocked after killing the King Slime. Cool Slime will unlock during a party. Elder Slime can be found in the cavern layer as a locked chest. Make sure you have a gold key to unlock the chest. Clumsy Slime can be found above the sky islands floating in space. Surly Slime can be found when you fish during a blood moon. Like Dr. Bones, Mystic Slime can be found on the jungle surface. Make sure beforehand you buy purification powder, as you'll need to purify a Mystic Frog for the Mystic Slime. Wire Slime can be unlocked by dropping a copper short sword onto a slime. The Diva Slime is unlocked by throwing a sparkle balloon into Shimmer. To get a sparkle slime balloon, you'll need to kill the Queen Slime. To find this boss, fish during a blood moon. I won't lie to you, I completely cheated this fight. Thanks to Zuzucorn, I used this setup with a yo-yo and yo-yo bag item to kill the boss safely. Solar eclipses are randomly occurring events after a mechanical boss has been killed. However, if you want to trigger the event, you'll need to plant Terra and unlock the Jungle Temple. Then craft a solar tablet with solar tablet fragments at your hard mode anvil. This achievement is quite a grind. Blue slimes and green slimes spawn in the forest during the day. Red slimes spawn in the underground. Yellow slimes spawn in the underground. Purple slimes spawn during the slime event. Umbrella slimes spawn during a forest rain event. Sand slimes spawn in the desert. Jungle slimes spawn in the jungle. Spike jungle slimes spawn in the underground jungle. Ice slimes spawn in the ice biome. Spiked ice slimes spawn in the underground ice biome. Lava slimes spawn in the underworld. Mother slime spawn in the cavern. Baby slime spawn after killing a mother slime. Black slime spawn in the cavern. Dungeon slime spawn in the dungeon. Pinky will spawn randomly, but most typically during a slime rain. I already covered King Slime, but just make sure to kill 150 slimes during a slime rain. The following slimes will only spawn during hard mode. The Toxic Sludge will spawn in the underground. Crim Slime will spawn in Crimson. Corrupt Slime spawn in Corruption. Slimelings spawn after killing corrupt slimes. Slimers spawn in the Corruption. The Illuminant Slime spawns in the Underground Hallow. And the Rainbow Slime spawns in the Hallow while it's raining. Make sure you have your arena set up with a spot of honey to dip into. Each of the bosses can spawn randomly each night, or they can be manually spawned. To summon the twins, you'll need 3 lens, 5 iron bars, and 6 souls of light. These can be obtained by killing enemies in the underground Hallow biome. To summon Skeletron Prime, kill skeletons in the dungeons to get 30 bones, 5 iron bars, 3 souls of light, 3 souls of night from enemies in your corrupted biome. Summon the Destroyer, get 6 rotten chunks or vertebrae from corrupted enemies, get 5 iron bars, and 6 souls of night. I recommend you repeat the Wall of Flesh fight to get an emblem. Any will do. I recommend you then grind the mech bosses for 5 boss souls each and craft the Avenger emblem. Go to the jungle, search for chests to find the feral claws. To get the Titan glove, go to the jungle biome and farm mimics. Combine the two items to get the power glove. Combine the Avenger emblem with the power glove to get the mechanical glove. You can go even further to get the fire gauntlet. Farm hellbats to get the magma stone, or make a new world with the lava charm shown previously. Then drop the lava charm into Shimmer to get the magma stone. Combine the magma stone with the mechanical glove to get the fire gauntlet. After killing all 3 mech bosses, you'll have enough resources to craft the pickaxe axe. With 18 hallowed bars and 1 of each boss souls, craft the axe at your hard mode anvil. Make sure you've killed the twin mech bosses and have 15 souls of sight. Get 8 souls of light, go to your hallowed biome and kill enough pixies until you have 10 pixie dust. Then go to the same biome and kill unicorns until you have 2 unicorn horns. Go to your Hallow Cavern layer and mine 10 crystal shards. Finally, craft the rainbow rod at your hard mode anvil. After killing the mech bosses, your pickaxe axe will have 200% mining power. Go to your jungle biome and mine chlorophyte. After killing the mech bosses, live fruits should spawn. They take some time to grow, so don't worry and just focus on preparing for Plantera. Killing the mech bosses, go and make the True Excalibur. To craft True Excalibur, you'll need Excalibur. Excalibur is crafted with 12 hallowed bars from the mech bosses. Mine 120 chlorophyte to get 24 chlorophyte bars. Combine these for the True Excalibur. Plantera was quite a tricky situation when I played. I made an arena in anticipation, but it was far too small. Plantera, I recommend iron skin potions and having lots of room to move. This is optional, but if you have lots of mech souls, combine them with your Knight's Edge, True Knight's Edge. Don't worry about upgrading it for now, as that will be done after Plantera. Kill 3 tortoises for the turtle armor. Mine 270 chlorophyte and make 54 bars. Make the full set of armor and equip it. At this point, you should grind for the fire gauntlet if you haven't already. It's very strong for melee builds. To summon Plantera, you'll need to find these purple little bulbs around your jungle biome. Just know as soon as you mine one, Plantera will spawn in about 30 seconds. It may take multiple tries, but eventually you'll kill Plantera. There are multiple NPCs that will spawn in pre-hard mode and hard mode. The guide will spawn automatically with every new world. The merchant will spawn if the player has 50 silver in their inventory. The nurse will spawn if the player has more than 100 health and the merchant is in their world already. The demolitionist will spawn if the player has an explosive in their inventory. The most common item you'll find are bombs and chests. The dye trader will spawn if the player has dye crafting items in their inventory. The angler will spawn at the start of the world and will be found at the edge of the ocean. The zoologist will spawn if the player has 54 entries in their bestiary. That means killing 54 enemies or catching 54 critters. The dryad will spawn after the Eye of Cthulhu, Eater of Worlds or Reign of Cthulhu, and Skeletron have been killed. The painter will spawn if 8 other NPCs are already present in the world. The golfer will spawn in the underground desert. It may take some time to find him. The gunsmith will spawn if you have bullets or a gun in your inventory. The best thing to do is to destroy orbs in your corrupted biome, as the first one will drop a firearm. The tavern keep will spawn after the corrupted biome boss has been killed. The stylist can be found in spider nests, similar to the golfer. The goblin tinkerer will spawn if the goblin army is defeated. He's found below in the cavern layer, similarly to the golfer. The witch doctor will spawn after the queen bee has been killed. Clothier will spawn after Skeletron has been killed. The mechanic is found in the dungeon after Skeletron has been killed. The party girl will eventually spawn after you have 8 NPCs in your world. You'll just have to wait. The wizard is found and spoken to in the cavern layer after the wall of flesh has been killed. The tax collector is found and spoken to in the hell biome. The lifeform analyzer will detect him as a tortured soul. Make sure to buy purification powder from the dryad beforehand. Truffle will spawn if you have an above ground mushroom biome. The pirate will spawn after you complete a pirate invasion. The steampunker spawns after killing your first mechanical boss. The cyborg spawns after killing Plantera. And finally, the princess spawns after every NPC is in the world. I got this achievement unexpectedly, but what you'll want to do is go to the dungeon after killing Plantera and grind enemies. It may take some time to find your temple, but once you do, make sure to have the key drop from Plantera in your inventory, and enter from the top of the structure. Go to the cyborg and purchase a quad racer for 10 gold. While using the quad racer, hold up and it'll eventually reach the space zone. If you really want to make sure you get this achievement, use the quad racer on a sky island. If you haven't already, you'll want to form the True Knight's Edge. If you didn't encounter the eclipse, build a solar tablet and trigger it. Farm Mothron enemies for the Broken Sword. Then, with the True Knight's Edge, True Excalibur and Broken Sword, craft the Terra Blade at your hard mode anvil. If you haven't already, go farm life fruits in the jungle. You'll need 20 in total to permanently increase your HP. The Ankh Shield is another big item grind. If you haven't already, get the Cobalt Shield from locked chests in the dungeon. Craft an Obsidian Skull and combine them for the Obsidian Shield. Just note, all these items have 2% drop rates. It's completely viable to farm the same enemies for duplicate drops, then use Shimmer to transmute them to the item you need. Go to your Hallow Desert biome and farm Light Mummies to get the Trifold map. Then you'll want to farm Fairies to get the Fast Clock. Combine the two to get the Plan. You'll then want to farm Fairies for the Megaphone, or you'll then want to go to your dungeon and farm Cursed Skulls for the Nazar. Go to the jungle and farm Hornets for the Bazaar. I recommend getting duplicates and transmuting them for the Adhesive Bandage. Combine the Bazaar and the Adhesive Bandage for the Medicated Bandage. Go to the caverns and dig an AFK farm. Kill blue armored skeletons for the Armor Polish. I don't recommend farming enemies for the vitamins as they don't spawn very often. I recommend you either item dupe or farm to get another armor polish and then transmute it for the vitamins. Combine the two for the armor bracing. Go to a corrupted biome and farm corruption slimes. This is because they spawn more frequently and eventually you get the blindfold. Then farm Medusas in a marble cavern layer for the pocket mirror. Combine the two for reflective shades. Combine the aforementioned items into the Ankh Charm. Then combine the Ankh Charm with the Obsidian Shield for the Ankh Shield. Golem is a very simple and easy boss. Make sure to block all buttons in the arena to stop his traps triggering. Then make sure to have a platform above to escape to. For this achievement, it took multiple steps. Buy and equip the Tiki armor from the Witch Doctor for 150 gold in total for 4 minions. Return at night to buy the Pygmy necklace, 20 gold for 5 minions. Buy a Bewitching table for 10 gold for 6 minions. To craft a summoning potion, craft a bottle, fill it with water, go to your jungle biome and look for Moon Glow. If you haven't already got an underground fishing area, go find one in the jungle. Fish until you have a variegated fish. Repeat this 3 times. Consume 3 potions to reach 9 minions. After Golem has been killed, go to your Sky Islands and build a bridge in anticipation for an upcoming battle. Eventually a probe will detect you. Make sure not to kill it and return to your spawn point. Kill enough enemies to unlock the achievement. Just note you may need to trigger the event multiple times to get the influx waiver, which is dropped from the Martian sources. After Golem is killed, return to the dungeon. Build a mini arena to prepare for the upcoming boss fight. Grind Golem multiple times to get beetle husks. Upgrade your turtle armor to get beetle armor. During the fight, make sure not to hit the clone versions of the cultists. If you're struggling to win the fight, I recommend you use the Terra Blade to hit them from afar. Immediately after you kill the cultist, the pillars will spawn. Simply kill enough enemies to destroy the pillars. Just know if you do destroy all 4 pillars, the Moon Lord will spawn immediately after. I recommend you save the last pillar and build a sky bridge. Details will be explained later. This is one of the worst grinds in the game. I recommend grinding for the Hallow Dungeon keys as you'll need an item related to another achievement. In your Hallow biome, set up an AFK farm, place monster candles and craft solar tablets. Grind enemies until a key finally drops. Just know it can take hours for this alone, as the drop is 1 in 2500. The reason I recommend you grind for the Hallow biome key is this achievement. It requires the Rainbow Gun, which is unlocked from the Hallow chest in the dungeon. In the Hallow biome, kill unicorns repeatedly until one drops a Blessed Apple. Equip the Blessed Apple and fire the weapon to unlock the achievement. Quit Terraria and go to your PC's dev settings. Set the time for December 17, 2022. This will trigger the Christmas season. Kill enemies repeatedly for presents. Eventually a present will return a snow globe. Kill all the enemies and the event is over. Duke Fishron was my favourite boss fight in the entire game. Make sure to have a spacious arena set up next to your ocean biome. If you haven't already, purchase the Steampunker wings from the Steampunker for 3 platinum. To summon Duke Fishron, go to an underground mushroom biome. Get a net and invisibility potions. You'll need to catch truffle worms. Once you have one, use it as bait and fishing rod. Use the Terra Blade to continuously damage Fishron whilst planning your next location. Items such as nuggets or ambrosia will help you a lot as they boost your stats. If Fishron is too hard, come back after Moonlord. I've already mentioned previous bosses, but here's the list. King Slime, Eye of Cthulhu, Eater of Worlds, Brain of Cthulhu, Queen Bee, Skeletron, Deerclops, Wall of Flesh, Queen Slime, the Twins, the Destroyer, Skeletron Prime, Plantera, Golem, Duke Fishron, the Empress of Light, Lunatic Cultist, and Moonlord. At this point in the game, you should have killed a majority of these. I killed Duke Fishron and got the achievement after. This is because the game tracks 14 bosses on Steam. If you're playing on other platforms, you may need to kill them all. At this point in time, as a melee player, you should have crafted the Daybreak. Once you've defeated the Solar Pillar, you'll get Solar Fragments. After killing the Cultist, you'll get the Ancient Manipulator. Craft the Daybreak at the Manipulator. If you haven't got it already, farm the Solar Eclipse and Mothron enemies for the Eye of Cthulhu Yo-Yo. I recommend you replace the Imp statue from earlier with the Slime statue. Farm for Slime Gel and Mine Stone if you haven't got any stored. Purchase the Blendomatic from the Steampunker for 10 gold. Craft Asphalt and start building a sky bridge. The reason to craft Asphalt is that your top running speed is increased and you'll reduce hits taken from the Moonlord. Make sure to apply whatever buffs you need. This definitely took me a couple tries, so don't worry if you fail. If you want to skip the whole process of the Lunatic Cultist, craft the Celestial Sigil. When fighting the Moonlord, make sure to pace yourself and focus on projectiles. It's best to fight each of the hands while whittling down its health. If you haven't already, make sure to get those Steampunker wings, as you're going to need to fly over the Moonlord's head, as it's one of the key areas you'll have to strike. You'll need to repeat the Moonlord boss fight multiple times until you obtain the best yo-yo in the game, the Terrarian. I personally wouldn't recommend attempting the Pumpkin Moon until after the Moonlord. This is because the Moonlord drops an amazing weapon, the Star Wrath. This will majorly help you. If you haven't already, you'll need to grind Moonlord, get some more Luminite and Solar Fragments. You'll need 144 Luminite for the final armor set. Farm the Solar Pillars for 45 Solar Fragments. At the Ancient Manipulator, craft the Solar Flare armor. To start the event, you'll need the Pumpkin Moon Medallion. Go to the dungeon and farm dungeon spirits for ectoplasm. You'll need 5 in total. You can find pumpkins in your world if you set your PC clock to September 28, 2023. You'll need 30 pumpkins in total. If you don't have any more hallowed bars, farm a mech boss with 10 hallowed bars. Craft the medallion at your hard mode anvil. Make sure to start the event at 4:30 AM. With the Fire Gauntlet and Star Wrath, you should consistently pass 15 waves. Please note, you'll need to farm for this event for the Horseman's Blade. It's dropped from the hardest enemy in the event, the Pumpkin King. This is definitely one of the longest item grinds in the game. By post Moonlord, you should have the Terra Blade already, the Beekeeper, an Influx Waver, and the Horseman's Blade. If you didn't already get the sword, you'll need to go and bully Plantera some more with the Star Wrath and grind it until you get the Seedler. Go explore Sky Islands for Star Fury, craft a copper short sword, farm Moonlord for Meow Meow or Star Wrath if you haven't got it already. Finally, there's the Enchanted Sword. Using this seed, I found one quite quickly. Go to your hard mode anvil and craft Zenith. Similar to the Pumpkin Moon, you'll need to craft a summoning item. You'll need to farm until you have 5 ectoplasm, farm Skeletron Prime for Souls of Fright. You should have already found a Spider Cavern. Mine 140 cobwebs and go looking for underground cabins. You should have found one already, but what you're looking for is the loom. At the loom, craft 20 silk. Combine all 3 items at a hard mode anvil to get the naughty present. Starting at 7 PM, use Zenith to sweep the event. Go to the Tavern Keep and buy the Eternia Crystal Stand for 1 gold. Then buy the Eternia Crystal for 4 gold. Go and flatten an area about 200 blocks or so wide. If the area isn't flat and empty, the event will not trigger. Use the crystal on the stand. Once started, use Zenith to sweep the entire event. Place a monster candle in your Hallow biome, wait until it's night, and kill a prismatic lacewing. They'll appear randomly as rare life forms. Now you don't have to wait all this time, but with Zenith it's so much easier to kill the Empress of Light. Just trust me. I admit, I cheesed this achievement. I did intend to do this on my own world, but I gave up. So following the steps from before, I made a new world and I unlocked the Dryad. To aid my quest, I got 2 items. Go to the Steampunker and buy the Contaminator for 2 platinum. Go to the Shimmer Moonlord and get the Terraformer. Buy the Green Solution for 15 silver each. This will take a while, but it's completely worth it. Mine 120 Hellstone and 40 Obsidian for 40 Hellstone bars, 600 Chlorophyte for 3 stacks of 40 Chlorophyte bars. Farm 20 Ectoplasm for 40 Spectre bars. You'll need to buy the Auto Hammer from Truffle for 1 platinum to craft Shroomite bars. Farm 600 Mushrooms for 40 Shroomite bars. Farm 120 Meteorite for 40 Meteorite bars. You'll then need to farm 160 Luminite for 40 Luminite bars. All of this effort will get you the Drill Containment Unit. It is the fastest mining tool in the game and it will save you so much time mining. With the Drill Containment Unit, mine out the edges of your corrupted biome. Make mini elevators and spray the green solution. For the achievement alone, I recommend you make a new small world to save you lots of time. Remember to quit out your world and return, otherwise the world status won't change and you won't get the achievement. Commit Sudoku multiple times to leave gravestones. Once you've done this enough times, mist will fill the screen and the achievement will unlock. Finally, use Zenith to kill all 3 mech bosses summoned at once. If you managed to get through the end of this video, I want to thank you for watching it all. I hope my guide was helpful enough for you, and if you did like it, please subscribe. I'm really trying to grow the channel. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments down below.